Hi, I'm going to do not an unusual video, but I saw Tyrone Magnus, who I follow a lot for a long time now, and he did a video I just saw it today earlier saying if if Ripley, Ripley from the Alien movies, Sigourney Weaver, and I forgot the girl from the Terminator movie, Sarah Connor, if they came out today, would they be considered woke? Okay, and he said no, because they were strongly written characters. Okay, and I would say I think he's wrong, but in this way, this is what I'm going to say. I think for the Sarah Connor character, I'm sure some people will say that she's woke, but for the story, it makes sense that because the whole point of her character is that she was a strong single mother who went and got training to train her son because she knew what was coming. So she did what she had to do to make sure her son was prepared. Okay, now that's not woke. That's just a woman doing what she has to do because she knows the future of the world basically resides on her son being a strong enough leader. So she had to do what she had to do to make sure he was prepared. So that I don't see how anybody could say that was woke, because to me, not woke. In fact, I wouldn't think those two characters wouldn't be woke at all. But I could see how maybe some people, maybe a small percentage of people would say that she was woke. Okay, they would say, oh, she's a Mary Sue too in a way, because look at her first. She was just a regular party girl, and then all of a sudden, once Reese came back, oh, she got her stuff together and stuff, and and she trained her son and all that stuff. But the character I think they would definitely say was woke is Ripley. Now, even though I love Sigourney Weaver and I love her character, and I think her character is not woke at all, but I could see how these woke police people that I always talk about, and in a couple of videos, how the clownfish, yellowfish, heels versus faces, how they always whine about when they change a character from a white man, or if they change it to a woman or a person of color, they start whining about original source. So you got to have that, why are you doing it? It's woke and all this stuff. Hollywood's trying to appeal, to pander to minorities and all this stuff. Those are the people that I'm talking about when I say woke police. Ryan Kimmel, all those people that whine incessantly anytime there's any change at all, and it's not a white man, they have a stroke about it. And I definitely think they would have had a stroke about Ripley, especially because look at the movie Aliens. And basically they brought in space marines, right? Guys tough as nails. Guys and the woman, there was a woman there, a Spanish woman, I forgot her name, character's name, who was they were total badass space marines. And Bill Paxton was one of the, he was most, comic relief in there. And Michael Ben was one of them as well. Okay, he played Reese in the Terminator movies, and he was in there as well. And they were tough characters. But listen, they basically all got slaughtered except for, I think the Michael Ben character. I think he survived at the end. He got wounded, but he survived at the end. Okay, but Sigourney Weaver, because she knew from before what happened. She knew from before what was going on from the Alien movie. She knew what was coming. Okay, and she survived it. Okay, and she kicked behind for that little girl too. And that kind of appealed to a lot of people's people that are parents, that she cared for this little girl that survived all that horror that she had to face, to her her family and the other colonists. But I could see how they would say, she's a Mary Sue, she's surviving. These tough Marines are getting slaughtered, but she's surviving. It's like she's Superwoman. She's taking on the Queen. Okay, and no matter how badass she was a complete badass in my opinion, and she's not a Mary Sue in my opinion, and she's not woke. Okay, but I can see how those woke police would say, oh yeah, she's woke. They definitely, I have no doubt in my mind, they would say she's woke. They would say, oh my God, look at her. She's doing what these highly trained space Marines who have these badass weapons in the training, and yet they're getting slaughtered by these aliens. Okay, of course we know, because these space Marines, as tough as they are, they didn't know what was coming. Okay, they didn't know the extent of these aliens. So of course, obviously, they kicked a lot and they killed a lot of them. But ultimately, but Sigourney Weaver, who knew her character Ripley, she knew what was coming. Okay, and her characters was she was just a strong character. She's just one of my top favorite female characters of all time. She was well written, and Sigourney Weaver was a total badass. She pulled it off completely. Okay, and she wasn't woke. Okay, but I can definitely see these people like Ryan Kimmel, Heel versus Face, Clownfish TV, all those all those people that whine and about things being woke, they would definitely say Ripley was woke. I don't think they would have much of a case against Sarah Connor, because that was the essential thing of her character, that she purposely, you know, yeah, she went around, you know, making sure that her son was properly trained, okay, and that she was, you know, that she, you know, she had to prepare for what was coming, okay. So I don't see how they could say, although, like I said, I think a small percentage of them, people would probably say, oh yeah, she is woke. Look what she was before, and all of a sudden she, you know, just because she met Reese, all of a sudden she's a total badass all of a sudden, and she's, you know, she knows she has to raise the future leader of the world, basically, and I could see some of them saying, oh yeah, she's woke too, because look at, she became a total badass in a matter of one movie. She became a total badass. But again, in my opinion, those two characters are not woke. Okay, they're well-written females, but I definitely could see people saying, again, not Sarah Connor as much, but I think Ripley, they definitely would say Ripley was woke. They would definitely, those people would definitely, those woke police people would say, oh yeah, she's woke, because look at that. Look at, she's doing what these Space Marines that were in the movie with her, and look at Bill Paxton, the tough Marine. He's played as comic relief in there, even though he's supposed to be a Marine, but he's mostly, they make the man look like a fool, the white man look like a fool. And this, even though those Marines were, you know, in that movie were, you know, they were female, they were black, they were white guy, you know, they were Marines, like real Marines, okay? And they were total badasses, okay? Okay, again, but like I said, they didn't know what was coming. So obviously the aliens, yeah, but they still killed a lot of them, okay? And they were still totally badass, okay? But I could definitely see them saying, oh, Ripley, yeah, she was woke, because she you know, she did what these Space Marines couldn't do. Even, you know, they were total badass and had all these feature tech weapons and stuff, and the training and stuff, and they still, you know, ultimately lost to the, you know, to these aliens, creatures that they had no knowledge of, okay, and didn't know that, you know, what they could do and stuff. So, but they still, you know, I definitely could see that. So that's why I would definitely disagree with you about these woke police people. You have to understand. I know what I'll do. I'll leave a link to Tyrone Magnus's video in this below in the comment section, because what I watched this video, I watched it, most of it. I didn't watch the end of it. Because he was naming a bunch of strong women, female characters, and, you know, some anime characters. You know, Wonder Woman, a bunch of that's definitely a bunch of just, you know, female characters he thought was just strong female characters, and he named a lot of ones I definitely would agree with. Okay, but I also what was that? I forgot that movie. I can't remember the name of the movie. But somebody will remember this. The movie where the lady she went up with her boyfriend, their family. I think they had you know, they went like for a weekend to their. I forgot the name of the movie, but she went with her boyfriend and their family to this remote cabin and stuff, and then these people started attacking them. But what they didn't know, that the woman, that she was a survivalist. Her father trained her to be a survivor. Okay, he gave her the training, so she was a total badass, and she totally turned the tables on these guys that were coming to destroy the family. And of course we found out that the family, you know, the brother was behind it, her boyfriend was behind everything. But she totally kicked ass, and it was believable because because they showed you during flashbacks, and when she was a little girl, how her father was training her and stuff, how to be, you know, to look out for stuff. So I forgot the name of the movie, but I absolutely love that movie because the girl was a total badass in that movie. That's one of my favorite movies, and she was a strong female character because, of course, if you go in the flashbacks, I think it was it her uncle, I think, or that was like trying to molest her or something, but anyway, her father trained her to be a survivor, you know, and you know, how to handle weapons and all that stuff. So she was ready when they came for her, and she just kicked ass, and I loved it. But in any event, Tyrone Mack, when I was watching the video, I had to say, and I think he also named Catwoman, Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn, just a bunch of you know, strong female characters, which I agree with. But like I said, I definitely think they would say Ripley was a woke character. They definitely, if she was released, that Alien movies was released now, okay, because back then people didn't use the term woke. Now they use it. They basically abuse the term of woke. Like they want to use it for any time anytime they, you know, Hollywood or use it, tries to do something different than the standard white man and everything. they call it woke. That's their fallback position on anything that's not a white man. Okay, and let's face it. Okay, white man was in the movies. They were doing everything. Look at this. They created Hollywood from the beginning. Okay, with very few exceptions. Black people and minorities and women too, were, they didn't have strong roles in the beginning, and then gradually, that changed over time and stuff. And now, when they want to even be more inclusive and even have more diversity, these butthurt white people mostly, and of course you still get a couple. You could even get some black people that go on say things are woke when they're not really woke. Okay, they abuse the term, in my opinion, and that's why I think I've made 2 videos about the woke police and stuff, how they try to label everything that's not with a white man in it woke. Okay, anytime they try to do something different, they call it woke. Okay, and they just use the term basically as a slur against anything that's good. And like I said, when they latest thing, when they were jumping for joy when the Batgirl movie got canceled, they were absolutely jumping for joy that the movie got canceled, because of course they wanted Batgirl to be a white redheaded girl, because that was the way it was in the comics. So, and I always go back to what John Campea used to say. If you don't like this version, you still have the original to fall back on. Okay, Batgirl has been a white girl in the animated shows and stuff. She's a white woman on the Batman TV series. Okay, just because they wanted to, they picked a strong actress, a Latina actress, to be Barbara Gordon in this Batgirl movie. It blew their minds. Oh my God, it's woke. Oh, it's woke. That's not the way it's supposed to be. It's woke. And they just use it, like I said, like a slur. Like they can't take it. Instead of judging the movie on its own, which we're probably never going to see because they canceled the movie, and they're using it as a tax write-off. We'll probably never see the movie. But instead of just judging it if you're seeing it and then judging it for what it is, no, they're going to just label it woke and just say it's Warner Brothers or Hollywood. They love to throw around the term Hollywood too, like it's a dirty word. They trying to be woke again. Okay, it's just another way for them to use it as a slur on when Hollywood tries to do a little bit of diversity. Okay, but like I said, like John Campea says, and like I say, you don't like this version, you still got these other versions that you can fall back on. You got the comic version, you got the animated series versions. Okay, you got even on Harley Quinn, you got Batgirl on there, and she's redhead on that. So you still got that. So on the Batman animated show, you got all those different versions. So just because they try to do something a little different, now they're gonna have a stroke about it and say, oh, she's woke. Okay, they totally destroyed the character. Just a bunch of idiots. And again, I call them the woke police. They're constantly ready with a pen, ready to just to write woke on everything that they don't like. That when it's not a white man or that's cast as something. Okay, or if they change something that's been traditionally white, they have a stroke about it. Okay, so screw that, and don't ever try to bring up the Black Panther comparison, because that's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so don't even go there with that. When somebody tries to say, "Oh well, what if they cast a white Black Panther? What about that?" Don't ask stupid questions. Okay, that you already know the answer to. Okay. He's Black Panther because he's black, okay? It's in the name, okay? And he comes from Wakanda, okay? So it makes no sense to try to say, what if he just cast a white guy as Black Panther? That would never happen, okay? And it's stupid to even suggest that, okay? They made variations, and I did make a video on this channel about how when they were saying they were going to make a period piece with that dude Coates. I forgot his full name, but his last name is Coates. He's going to write for the J.J. Abrams version, a black Clark Kent, when you didn't have to do that, okay? Especially when you have Val Zod, you have the I forgot the other version. There's another black version of Superman that's out there. They can do this, and hopefully they'll do a Val Zod movie. They have different versions that they can use, but I don't make that would be stupid to try to do that. Okay, and I made that. If you want to watch that video, just look on my channel about them making a black Clark Kent. And now I think that's gotten scrapped anyway with David Zaslav's coming in there. That's going to be scrapped, and I think he should definitely let's give what's called a buyout, J.J. Abrams and stuff, because he's had all these characters and for these 5-year he hasn't done jack crap with them. Okay, so I would just let him go. I would just pay him off and say goodbye, J.J. Abrams, and move on and make your own Superman movie. Okay, hopefully with Henry Cavill. Okay, anyway, that's it. So let me know what you think about the question, because I saw that, and I definitely, like I said, I'll leave a link to Tyrone Magnus's video where he talks about thing, because he, like I said, I like his channel for the most part, but I just definitely have to disagree with him about because he said those two characters, Sarah Connor and Ripley, Sigourney Weaver's character in Alien and Aliens, and the other Aliens movies sequels would not be considered woke. Okay, I definitely think Ripley would be considered woke by these woke police people, and I think a portion of them would say Sarah Connor was too, just because she's a total badass in the second movie. The T2. She turns into just a total badass, even though that's part of the character. Okay, that she's supposed to be a badass because she knows what's coming, and she knows she has to prepare her son for what's coming. Okay, and that's why I definitely think they would say, oh, they would definitely, a portion of them would probably say that, even though I don't see how they could, because that character is well written, and that's essentially part of her character. Okay, that she's a badass, but I think they would say, definitely with the Ripley movie, Aliens, they would say that, no, look at that, she did what these Space Marines couldn't do. These total badass trained guys and girl she did what they couldn't do. Okay, they made Bill Paxton, they made him a joke. He comedy relief in the movie. Okay, and she basically survived all of that. Okay, and she took on the Queen Alien. Okay, that was such a badass thing. But I definitely think if that was released now, these woke police people would definitely say, "Oh, she's definitely woke. Look at what she's doing." And they probably call her Mary Sue too, saying, "Look at what she's doing. What these Space Marines couldn't do." I definitely think they would say that about her. So anyway, let me know what you think about that. Feel free to leave comments down below. I have links to my social media in the description box, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Also have a link to my main channel, Trepacer, in the description box as well. Also have a link down below to my patron. I want to say a special thank you to my patron. His name will appear in this video somewhere. I want to say thank you to him for supporting me. Always having my back. And again, my patrons only $5 a month. I have tons of content on there, tons of unedited content on there. Everything from WandaVision to Loki to Hawkeye to Moon Knight to the Obi-Wan Kenobi to the Book of Boba Fett to Titans, Doom Patrol, Stargirl, Superman and Lois, The Flash Season 8, all 4 parts of Zack Snyder's Justice League, Harley Quinn. I'm going to be doing She-Hulk as well, and also Stargirl Season 3 when that starts on August 31st. Okay, follow link below to the page and check it out. Only $5 a month. Also, give this video a thumbs up. It helps the channel, and I truly appreciate it. Also, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know when I upload new content to this channel. And this is Paul saying so long and take care.